Did you know that according to a study, over 75% of people experience some form of anxiety when public speaking? Yet, in today's world, the ability to communicate effectively is not just an asset, it's a necessity. Whether you're addressing a boardroom, rallying a team, or presenting at a conference, how you deliver your message can make all the difference between being merely heard and truly influential. Welcome to Speak Like a Leader, 6 Public Speaking Techniques that Command Attention. In this video series, we're diving deep into the secrets that transform ordinary speakers into compelling leaders. From mastering the art of silence to turning real-time audience reactions into powerful tools for engagement, each chapter is designed to equip you with practical, impactful strategies. Ready to captivate and inspire? Join us as we explore how you can harness the power of strategic pauses, storytelling, persuasive body language, vocal variety, and more. By the end, you won't just speak, you'll resonate. Let's get started and unlock the leader within you with every word you speak. Chapter 1. The Art of Silence. Mastering strategic pauses. When you think about powerful speeches, it's not just the words that matter, it's also the silences between them. Strategic pauses are a speaker's best friend. They're like the spaces between the notes in music, creating rhythm and helping your message resonate. Ever noticed how a well-timed pause can make the audience hang on to your next word? It's not just a coincidence. Research shows that pauses help the audience understand and remember information better. A pause gives listeners a moment to digest complex ideas, making your message more impactful. Consider Martin Luther King Jr.'s "I Have a Dream" speech. His pauses were almost as eloquent as his words, giving the audience time to reflect and react. You can use pauses to emphasize your most critical points, making them stand out. Pauses also play a key role in managing speech anxiety. Feeling nervous? Insert a pause, take a breath, and gather your thoughts. This not only calms you down but also gives an impression of confidence and control. It's also about the quality of your pauses. A sudden stop after a trivial statement might confuse the audience. However, pausing after a profound statement can underline its importance. Think of it as using silence to underline text. Don't fear moments of silence. Embrace them. Silence can be your tool to sway the crowd, command attention, and even stir emotions. Next time you prepare a speech, script your pauses as carefully as you choose your words. Chapter 2. Echoes of Influence. Crafting stories that stick. Stories are the currency of human connection. They have the power to transform a simple message into a compelling narrative that captivates audiences. As a leader, your ability to tell a story can be the difference between being heard and being influential. Good stories are not just told, they are crafted. Start with the core message you want to convey, and build your story around it. Make sure every element of your story supports that message. This focus keeps the narrative clear and powerful. Let's talk statistics. Did you know that messages delivered as stories can be up to 22 times more memorable than just facts? That's because stories engage more parts of the brain, including areas responsible for sensory experiences and emotions, making the information more relatable and easier to recall. But it's not just about choosing any story, it's about choosing the right one. The most effective stories are those that the audience can see themselves in. When people can relate to your story, they're more likely to absorb your message and remember it. Use vivid details to paint a picture but keep it simple. The best stories are easy to follow, so avoid unnecessary complexity. Think of it as drawing a dot-to-dot picture. Too many dots can make the picture hard to recognize. And remember, authenticity is key. A genuine story has a heartbeat that listeners can feel. It's about sharing real experiences and emotions that you've lived. This authenticity builds trust and connection, making your message not just heard, but felt. Craft your stories with intention, simplicity, and truth, and watch how they transform your leadership communication. By integrating strategic pauses and compelling stories into your public speaking, you can command attention and leave a lasting impression on your audience. Let these techniques be your guide to speaking like a leader who not only talks but truly communicates. Chapter 3. Gestures that speak louder than words. Ever wonder why some speakers seem to hold the room in the palm of their hand? Often, it's not just what they say but how they say it, with their hands, their eyes, their whole body. Body language is a powerful aspect of communication, particularly in leadership. Effective leaders use gestures to enhance their verbal messages. Open gestures, like spreading your arms open, can signal honesty and acceptance, inviting your audience in. On the other hand, pointing or using precise hand movements can help emphasize important points or direct attention. Here's a surprising statistic. According to studies, the right kind of body language can increase the audience's retention of your message by up to 55%. That's a significant boost, just from moving your hands. But there's a balance. Too much gesturing can be distracting, and too little can make you seem unenthusiastic. It's about finding that sweet spot where your movements complement your words, enhancing the overall impact without overwhelming your message. Remember, your goal is to appear confident and in control. Practices like maintaining good posture, making eye contact, and moving purposefully across the stage project confidence and keep the audience engaged. And don't forget to smile. A genuine smile not only makes you more likable but also relaxes both you and your audience, making the communication flow more naturally. Incorporate meaningful gestures into your next presentation. Plan them out as part of your rehearsal, but also be adaptable and responsive to the audience. Your body can speak volumes, so make sure it's telling the same story as your words. Chapter 4. Vocal variety. Your secret weapon in public speaking. Imagine listening to a speech that's delivered in the same tone from start to finish. Boring, right? That's where vocal variety comes in, a dynamic tool that can transform a monotonous monologue into an engaging dialogue. Vocal variety involves varying your pitch, pace, and volume to keep your audience attentive and emotionally connected. It's like adding color to a black and white sketch. A sudden drop in volume can draw people in, making them lean forward to catch every word, while a burst of volume can energize the room. Here's a tip. When you want to convey excitement, speed up your pace a bit and raise your pitch. Conversely, to express seriousness or allow a moment to sink in, slow down and lower your pitch. Research has shown that speakers who use vocal variety are perceived as more persuasive than those who don't. It's not just about what you're saying but how you're saying it that can persuade and influence. But how do you master this? Practice is key. Record yourself, listen back, and adjust. Pay attention to the feedback from your audience. They'll let you know what's working and what isn't. Remember, monotony is the enemy of attention. You want to keep your listeners on their toes, guessing what's coming next. With practice, your voice can become a powerful tool to captivate your audience and make your message stick. Keep it simple, direct, and engaging. With these strategies, your next speech could be not just good, but unforgettable. Using gestures and vocal variety effectively are just two more ways to enhance your public speaking skills. These techniques will help you deliver your message with clarity and impact, ensuring your words aren't just heard but truly felt. Chapter 5. The Blueprint of Persuasion. Ethos, pathos, and logos. Ever wondered how great leaders inspire and move their audiences to action? They use a time-tested approach known as the modes of persuasion: ethos, pathos, and logos. Understanding these elements can dramatically enhance how your message is received and acted upon. Ethos is all about credibility. If the audience trusts you, they're more likely to believe what you say. Build your ethos by sharing your qualifications, experiences, and honest values right from the start. It's like showing your audience the ID badge of your expertise. Pathos appeals to the emotions. Humans are emotional beings, and appealing to these emotions can create a powerful connection. Share personal stories, speak to common fears or joys, and your message will resonate deeper. This isn't manipulation, it's about connecting on a human level. Logos is the appeal to logic. Here, facts and figures come into play. Presenting clear, logical arguments can help your audience see the sense in your message. But remember, data alone doesn't persuade. It's how you interpret and present that data that sways opinions. Surprisingly, a blend of these three is often more effective than relying on any single one. Aristotle himself said, "The fool tells me his reason. The wise man persuades me with my own." This means your speech should engage the mind and the heart alike. Practice balancing these three elements in your speeches. Start with a story, pathos. Explain why you're qualified to tell it, ethos, and back it up with data, logos. It's a formula that has proven effective across centuries. Chapter 6. Feedback loops. Turning audience reaction into your tool. One aspect of public speaking that often goes overlooked is the feedback loop, the ongoing interaction between you and your audience. Observing and adapting to audience reactions in real time can transform a standard presentation into a dynamic conversation. Start by reading the room. Are people nodding, or do they look confused? Adjust your pace, clarify your points, or even ask rhetorical questions to re-engage them. It's about creating a two-way street of communication, where you respond to their non-verbal cues. A practical tip is to look for the nodders, people who are visibly engaged. Making eye contact with them can boost your confidence and encourage more positive reactions from others. But feedback isn't just about reading faces. You can also invite direct interaction. Polling the audience or asking for a show of hands on a question can provide immediate insights and keep the audience involved. Remember, feedback is a gift. It lets you know how well your message is landing and gives you a chance to pivot as needed. As Bill Gates famously said, "We all need people who will give us feedback. That's how we improve." In conclusion, use these feedback loops to fine-tune your delivery and content in real time. Your ability to adapt not only shows professionalism but also respect for your audience's engagement and understanding. By mastering the arts of persuasion and interactive feedback, you enhance your ability to not only speak but to speak in a way that truly leads. Each of these strategies, ethos, pathos, logos, and active feedback, serve as crucial tools in your arsenal, ensuring that your leadership messages are not only heard but are also effective in inspiring change.